A burglary at a political office, and all of the suspects happen to be former government agents who implicate members of the president's administration in the crime. This wasn't some movie plot, even though they did make a movie about it. It was real life. June 17, 1972 marks 50 years since the Watergate break-in that eventually destroyed President Richard Nixon. Near midnight on June 17th, 5 men broke into Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Watergate Hotel in Washington, D.C. After a security guard tipped off suspicious activity to police, the men were arrested.
Hold it, you must hold! Police! Put your hands up!
It was discovered that 4 of them had been involved in CIA activities against the Castro regime in Cuba, and the 5th, James McCord, was a high-ranking official in President Nixon's re-election campaign. As the scandal slowly developed in the media, Washington Post reporters Carl Bernstein and Bob Woodward were fed information by a source nicknamed Deep Throat, who was later revealed as FBI Director Mark Felt. The info established that 1, people close to Nixon were involved in the break-in, 2, the break-in was illegally financed through campaign money, and 3, Watergate was part of a massive operation of espionage and sabotage against the Democratic Party by officials in Republican President Nixon's re-election campaign. Though Nixon was re-elected with one of the largest landslides in American history, his remaining 2 years in office were tumultuous. Several Nixon administration officials were fired and forced to testify before Congress. They exposed details such as President Nixon's taping of conversations in the Oval Office for years, which revealed that Nixon tried to obstruct justice by covering up the burglary, despite saying that he knew nothing. Realizing he would be impeached, Nixon resigned in August 1974 and was pardoned by his successor, President Gerald Ford, the following month.
Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour.
Though it is not believed President Nixon ordered the Watergate break-in, it's known that members of his re-election campaign did so because it was a part of a culture of crooked tactics for political gain, which Nixon allowed in his administration.
Because only if you've been in the deepest valley can you ever know how magnificent it is to be on the highest mountain. Always remember, others may hate you, but those who hate you don't win unless you hate them. And then you destroy yourself.
Picture this. It's the middle of the NBA Finals. The Houston Rockets facing off against the New York Knicks. Then, this happens.
This is a Channel 5 News special report.
There is a rather amazing story developing in Los Angeles this hour where California Highway Patrol is in pursuit of a white Ford Bronco, a car that was reported to be one that might contain O.J. Simpson and a friend earlier today.
June 17, 1994 also marks 28 years since the O.J. Simpson Bronco chase along Interstate 405 in Los Angeles. According to WABC TV, earlier in the day, Simpson was charged with the brutal murder of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ronald Goldman. Instead of turning himself into police custody, the legendary ex-football player got into his friend Al Cowling's car and refused to surrender. When police and the media searched for the now fugitive Simpson, his best friend, Robert Kardashian, yes, Kim Kardashian's dad, read the suicide note Simpson had written him on national television.
To whom it may concern. First, everyone understand I had nothing to do with Nicole's murder. I loved her, always have, and always will.
Meanwhile, Cowlings called 911 as he drove the getaway car and claimed that Simpson was armed with a gun pointed to his own head. Simpson said that he demanded Cowlings drive him to his estate in Brentwood, California, or he would kill himself. The slow-speed chase finally ended at Simpson's home, where police waited for almost an hour before both men gave themselves up and were arrested. Eventually, Simpson put together a so-called dream team of lawyers, including Kardashian and more famously Johnny Cochran, who eventually got him acquitted. Reaction to the verdict was often split among racial lines.
Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson, a human being, as charged in count 1 of the information.
I'm also very happy. I think justice was served.
We'll try to let you have. Not everyone here is happy, however.
He said if he ever did it, he would get away with it. That's what she said. And he knows what he did.
We will be right back.